What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Um, I just got through. Hang on just a second. I just got through watching this Panthers game and was listening to the Steelers game. So I thought I'd do this video. Um, Waiting on some people to join. Um, so let's see who I was gonna join. I got a couple of things to get off of my chest. Um, you know, some things that I've been seeing on Facebook, and it's kind of been bothering me a little bit. And also too, Jacksonville just blew out the Colts. I didn't know that it was going to be that bad of a score. It was like 51 to 10 or 16. But this Carolina game, while I'm waiting on my people to join, this Carolina game, I had the score being 35 to 10. It was actually 38 to 0. So I was half right on that. But as far uh, for those of you that follow me know, I basically cover football. I'm also a wrestling fan too, so some of this video is going to be about wrestling. This will be my only one and done response to some of the stuff that I have been seeing, which I know a lot of people have been asking me to give my opinions on things, but this will be my only one response on some of the opinions that we have going on with a couple of groups and all of that stuff. But anyway, um, I had the score being 35 to 10, which Atlanta didn't score at all. It was a shutout. It was 38. It wound up being 38 to 0. So I was half right. I need to find like a bookie where around where I stay at, or some kind of you know way that I can, besides hitting up FanDuel. I heard some bad things about FanDuel and DraftKings. I don't trust DraftKings neither. I think DraftKings is made by the same people. Um, yeah, DraftKings is made by the same people. But there's this little two of the things that I want to talk about. I want to talk about there's this little thing, this little movement, I guess people are trying to start. Um, is this TNA revolution, and my thing with this TNA revolution is, it's not worth trying to have a revolution now when you guys could have started this a long time ago when TNA was actually. When TNA, excuse me, I was sending the message on Facebook. Sorry. When TNA was actually, when they actually were starting, they actually was about something, and when you could have like really made a impact on their you know their growth, because back in the day when TNA first started, when TNA first started, I would look on YouTube to find people who were doing reviews, because I was probably one of the few, I want to say, thousands of people that knew that existed, that was one of the ones that were buying the weekly pay-per-views when they were doing the weekly pay-per-views that cost $14.99. I kept up with them when they were even on Sports Foxnet, I think it was. Um, you had you had a lot of good stars in TNA. They were doing a lot of good matches. They had good storyline, um, compelling storylines. Granted, Jeff Jarrett was like the champion for almost half of his tenure in the beginning. I think he was champion. I could be wrong. I'll have to look it up, but this is just going straight off of memory. That's why I'm waiting on my other guys to get in. Some of them may know a little bit more, like remember a little bit more than I do. But I know that at the very beginning, Jeff Jarrett was like one of the longest reigning champions. Like he had it majority of the time. Um, Granted, he owned the company, but he was their biggest star. Well known star that they had. Um, they built up guys. People are saying that they didn't build anybody. You got guys like Bobby Roode that are still there. He was built up in TNA. He's been there since day one. Um, you got guys like AJ Styles. Nobody would know who AJ Styles is if it hadn't been for TNA. Um, who else? Guys like Petey Williams, Chris Sabin, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian. You got guys like that was putting on good matches. And my thing is with this revolution, or so-called revolution, or so-called work, as you guys want to call it, it makes no sense when half of you guys haven't put in any time in actually watching the shows, actually paying for the shows, um, actually putting your money into the product. And I know for a fact that some of y'all haven't put y'all's money into the product, because when y'all talk about it, y'all don't stay on point. And when you're talking about something, when you're trying to bring awareness to a subject, um, you have to stay on that point of the subject for somebody to care. You can't go off and talk about the competition or the other people, the other wrestling organizations, whatever else they may be affiliated with. If you're going to try to bring awareness to a certain topic or a certain situation, stay on that one topic. Don't switch off and go, because nobody's going to pay attention. They're not going to want to, they're not looking at the video to hear you talk about the WWE when you're supposed to be talking about TNA. Nobody's going to want to listen to that. And that's why the so-called work, or whatever you guys are trying to do, didn't work the first time. And y'all are trying to bring it back now. Why? Because let's face it, wrestling as a whole, I'm talking about ROH, I'm talking about Lucha Underground, I'm talking about WWE, I'm talking about, hell, even New Japan, All Japan, even the little indie promotions, CZW, or however you say it, Booker T's organization. There's a couple of Gorilla Pro. There's one run out of New York. There's one run out of Boston. I can't think of the name of it. It's all in well attempts to purposes, the pro wrestling that we grew up with, that I grew up with, is dead. And it is not coming back no time soon. So I don't know if you guys want to keep watching it, or let's just be honest, half of you guys don't even watch it. You get on here and you try your best to talk about it, and it is not doing the job. You guys aren't really focusing on the shows. Y'all don't. I mean, I try to keep up with everything that's going on. So when I get on here and I talk about something, I know what I'm talking about. Um, I know for a fact that you guys aren't watching it. Half of you guys either do what I do, get on YouTube, watch a couple of clips, or steal go to a pirated site. Y'all aren't watching it on TV. Um, go to a pirated site. That's not helping the ratings. If you if you if you're watching it on YouTube, you're getting it off of the internet, you're not helping the ratings. And for the people that say that they don't watch but still get on here and talk about it, that means that either A, you're reading it, or you're watching it. If you're reading it and you're reading word for word, and some of these sites actually have word for word what goes on, I can name a few like Raja.com. When they do a full show, they have it word for word. So you're basically still reading the stuff. So that means basically if you're reading it, you're imagining what's going on in your head. So, excuse me, you're still watching it. But like I was saying about this TNA thing, you guys are 15 years too late. This TNA revolution should have started. Well, I want to say, I don't want to say 15 years. I want to say TNA's been around 15 years. TNA started in 2002. I want to say 2002 with the weekly pay-per-views, and it got its start on Spike TV at 2004, but the weekly pay-per-views were around first. And you guys, YouTube came around, I want to say maybe 2008, 2009. They got really big then. You guys should have started trying to have more views on it, like 2010 and 11. I would look for TNA reviews to try to keep up with the shows that I missed if I had to work. Instead of trying to read it on the internet, I would look for other people's opinions. And there were only like 2 people doing TNA reviews. A lot of them, one of them, some of you guys associate with, and then is another one is one of my guys that I associate with. And there were only a couple of sites that were that were focusing on TNA, and now all of a sudden, since it's dying pretty much basically, which the WWE's dying, ROH isn't growing. They no because nobody is interested in pro wrestling. You have things like UFC, football, basketball. When they're putting on a better sport related drama show than the people who actually created the sports drama genre, something's wrong with that picture. And the TV shows are constantly losing ratings. Um, it's just bad. Like, it's real bad. And see, the only reason why I wanted to discuss this, to do a little quick video about this, is because I'm getting tagged in this stuff like I haven't really been, like they want me to join their little so-called revolution when I've been watching TNA from Jump Street when certain people have just started to be watching it. And I told myself that I wasn't going to get involved in these little kinds of things because I want to try to stay out of all of this stuff because I don't have time to keep up with all of it because I'm usually at work or asleep. And when I normally get a chance to keep up with all of it is if I'm off. But I had to because I'm a TNA fan. Like at one point in time when TNA was on Spike, I was watching TNA more than I was watching the WWE. I was watching TNA for guys like AJ Styles, Petey Williams, who has by far, if you guys don't know who Petey Williams is, you need to go look him up. He has the best finish maneuver out of all of pro wrestling, like the best. I have the only other finish maneuver that might be better than his is RVD's frog splash. But as far as the finish maneuver that Petey Williams has, and being athletic, you guys got to go look it up. It is a flip power driver. Like he does a rotating front flip and he turns it into a power driver. And it is the best finish maneuver that they have out there. And I'm guessing I'm kind of doing a little history of TNA also, which you guys need to start doing if you're going to have a debate. Don't just get up there and talk about they're making this new star here. Which these stars that are in TNA now are WWE cast offs. Let's be honest. You got Drew McIntyre, WWE cast off. EC3, Derek Bateman, WWE cast off. Bobby Lashley, WWE cast off. I don't know where this little Indian dude came from. I haven't heard of him, haven't seen him. When I'm looking on YouTube, looking up indie stuff, looking up when I see these new guys come up, trying to find some stuff on them so I can know what their moves are, what their move set is, what to look for. I haven't seen anything on him, so he's got to be really, 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 really new. And there's some other guys that are over there that aren't really basically going anywhere. You've had a lot of guys leave also TNA, which that's on the money side of things. I haven't really too much delved into that, which I'm going to in the future. Maybe look up some stuff and see what's all. I know a little bit what's going on, but that's not what I'm here to talk about right now. Um, but yeah, if you guys are gonna do something, make sure you have all of the facts. Make sure you have all of the pretty much basically the facts of everything. Don't just get up here and just start just talking, which most of y'all do, without having any facts. Uh, I'm saying it now, and like I said, I look at most of y'all's videos, and you really don't have facts. Like if I was to do a debate with any of y'all, I would kill y'all in the fact department. As far as talking wise, as far as shooting, a lot of you guys are good shooters, but as far as bringing facts, you guys don't bring any facts. All you guys do is sit back and name call. That's it. And then, I may get heat for saying it, but it's true. None of you guys have no facts in y'all's debates whatsoever. When it comes to wrestling, a lot of y'all don't. And I'm beginning to question when you guys actually started watching wrestling. A lot of you guys claim you want the better storylines. So you're meaning to tell me that you guys started watching wrestling in the Attitude Era when the storyline era really kicked in. If you want the drama stuff, like that's when you guys started watching wrestling. As far as me, I started watching wrestling in the 80s. So I know when I will see a Dusty Rhodes storyline, I can, like in TNA when he was writing in TNA, like um what year was it? It was a, oh my goodness. My mind just went blank. When Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Diamond Dallas Page all showed up in TNA at one point in time, they did a similar storyline to almost I can't remember what storyline it was. It was almost a rewrite of a WCW storyline. And at the time Dusty Rhodes was working for TNA. And I can tell when it was a Dusty Rhodes storyline being written versus a Vince Russo storyline being written. He also was a writer for them um a long time ago. So you guys don't look for the matches to be great. Most of you are looking for storyline based things, which wrestling isn't all about storylines. There could be a top 10 rated match on a show, and you guys will still say that the show in its whole sucks. So I'm trying to figure out what you guys are looking for, and because my ratings on some of these shows are very different from y'all's ratings. Because I look at the show as a whole. If there's an hour worth of talking, I try to block that out and look at the matches. That's what I'm going into a wrestling show for, is looking at the matches. And as far as match quality, they right now both companies are putting on the same matches, which you could tell when they're going for that famous headlock that they always go into before a commercial break. The old punch, kick, finish move, punch, kick, finish move, punch, kick, finish move, clothesline into the corner, which a lot of you guys are, saying that you don't get views on a lot of your videos. Well, nobody's watching wrestling. Like I said, it's punch, kick, clothesline, punch, kick, clothesline into the ropes, punch, kick, clothesline, a suplex, a standing reversal suplex, and maybe a off the top rope maneuver. You may see a little bit of blood. This is a whole match. You may see a little bit of blood. You might get a drop kick. You might get a showboat move in the middle of the ring. You know, I'm this whole this whole little thing is, it really does need to stop, because y'all are wasting y'all's time. And I know a lot of y'all want to do other stuff, which, like me, I strictly cover football. That's what I do on here. Football and gameplay. Like I said, this will be my only video about wrestling. Only video. It's because I've really have lost passion for it. And I mean, people people still come to me at work. They try to talk to me about it. They, like, I would try to get people involved in everything, and try to get them to watch the shows. Like, I would show them clips. I mean, basically what I'm trying to tell you guys is to stop wasting your time with wrestling, because I know a lot of you guys don't love it anymore like you used to. Just go ahead and stop wasting your time. Do the things that you love. Your subscribers will still love you for them. They will still watch your videos. Yes, we will still watch your videos. You don't have to cover wrestling all the time. You you don't do this for wrestling. Should be a hobby. You have to stress. You shouldn't have to watch anything that you don't want to watch. Is basically what I'm saying. I know there's better words to put it. You don't have to. You don't have to placate to your audience. Your audience is there because they like you. And whatever you put on your channel, either you're going to get a thumbs down or you're going to get a thumbs up. It is, you don't have to stress yourself out. I know a lot of you guys stress yourself out worrying about what you're going to talk about. And, you know, there's no need to be stressed out about anything about this stuff because it's all opinionated. It's all, for better or lack of terms of words, scripted. I don't want to. I would say the other word, but then I'd probably get a thumbs down or a strike on my channel for saying the other word. Um, See what I'm saying? I don't even know how you guys sit up there and because I'm running out of things to say. I'm trying to ramble on until my people get in here, and I don't know if they're gonna make it or not. And I'm trying to ramble on the things to say because I'm trying to wait on people to bounce things off of, and it's not working. So I might stop this video. That's how I don't see. I can't see you guys hosting a 3 hour hosting a 3 hour hangout. Hosting a 3 hour hangout, strictly talking about wrestling, which you guys in those 3 hour hangouts, in those 5 hour hangouts, in those 8 hour hangouts, maybe 30 minutes of it is about wrestling, and the rest of it is y'all bashing each other, pretty much. And I'm just calling it like it is. That is another reason too why I don't join some of these hangouts when y'all invite me because like I said, I don't have the time for them most of the time, and B, I don't want to get dragged into all of the stuff that y'all do because I'm cool with pretty much basically everybody, and so I want to try to keep it that way. But this year, I needed to say it because nobody else is going to say it. Just go ahead and just stop this TNA revolution. Don't start it. It's not worth it. Um, it's not worth your time. It's not worth you wasting half of the day talking about it, especially when you don't want to talk about it, and especially if you're not watching it legit, watching it. Um, and if you don't love it, yeah, just don't do it at all, cause it makes it makes some of you guys look unintelligent when you don't know what you're talking about, and when you don't know the product from the start till now what's going on, because you can't watch, especially sports entertainment, especially the way that it changes every week, especially with TNA. You can't start watching TNA right now, and if somebody shoots a comment in your comment section asking you what happened 2 weeks ago,
What's up,
you're
man?
not gonna know what happened 2 weeks ago. What's going on in the pump?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, can you hear me?
Hang on, hold on. Let me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you hear me, man?
I can see you, but I can't hear you.
Okay. Oh, no, man.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
still can't hear you. What did I do? Hang on. Okay, he's gonna come back in. Let's see. But yeah, you can't know what's going on because they change their stuff like on a week to week basis. And I lost my train of thought. It must not been important on what I had to say. Um, there's another thing that I wanted to talk about, but this person that I was trying to get in, he covers this sport, and so I was gonna get, we were discussing this on Facebook earlier. Um, as soon as I figure out what I did wrong. What's going on?
Alright, can you hear me now, Freddy?
I can I can hear him.
Alright, Freddy, can you hear me?
Settings. Control. I don't know what's going on. I can't hear you.
Alright, can you hear me now, Freddy?
What else? Let me stop this.